going on, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Trophy Room Podcast. I'm your host, your boy Nick, back at it again. I'm here ready to talk NBA, NFL, MLB, WNBA, and more. What's up, you guys? I missed y'all. I'm so sorry I've been gone for 2 weeks. Episode 10 was such a hit. Shout out to my boy Drew from Pick a Side Podcast. I'm so glad I was able to get him on the show last episode. But, I had to take some time. I had to get my school situation right. I had to get everything situated before I could come back and make sure I gave y'all full strength, no distractions. So with that being said, man, I'm ready to get to it. Episode 11, we back here, back in the trophy room. Let's get it, man. All right, just to start off with the first segment, is always got to start off with the hoop segment. NBA preseason is going on right now. NBA preseason has been a little fun, seeing a lot of rookies coming in, a lot of guys on two-way deals trying to get going. Shout out to my homie Lester Quinones of the Golden State Warriors. He was on a two-way deal last year. He got another two-way deal this year. He was killing it in the Sacramento game. Different Sacramento game I'm going to talk about later. 25 points, 4 rebounds, I think six assists. My boy was dogging, man. My boy was shooting good, everything. I hope the Warriors can give my guy a contract. I hope everything works out for you, big homie, if you watching, for real. But, I got a shout out to an old Golden State Warrior. Jordan Poole went into Madison Square Garden and said, yo, y'all want to act like this preseason? That's okay. I'm about to act like this the regular season. Came out, dropped 41 in a preseason game. Shot 10 for 19 from the field, 6 of 12 from three-point range, and only played 27 minutes. Now, you already know Jordan Poole going to be that type of dude, especially on the Wizards. He going to get his burn. He one of the main guys, him and Kuz. Jordan Poole definitely going to be that dude that walk in, average probably like 35, 36 minutes a night. He's definitely going to be able to take all the shots that he wants. He's going to be able to do his thing. And the fact that he walked in 27 minutes and dropped 41 in a preseason game in the Garden is crazy. Like, it's how Jordan Poole, man, you never know. He might be I feel like he's definitely in the running for most improved player of the year. Because especially now he's going to be one, like I said before, he's going to be one of the main guys. He's going to get his shots up. He's going to get right, and he's going to get right to it, man. Another person I want to talk about during the NBA preseason is, everybody talking about the number 1 draft pick that just came out, Victor Wembanyama. I'm not going to lie, Victor looked good, man. Like, I'm not hating on the kid. I'm just worried about the kid because, he's skinny. Like, yes, he's lengthy. He can handle like a guard. He shoots over everybody. But when you play in that 5 spot, yes, you can handle like a guard. Not everybody's Kevin Durant. But when you playing at that 5 spot, especially in the West, playing for the San Antonio Spurs, you gotta go against bigs like AD. You gotta go against what's his name? AD, Nikola Jokic. You gotta go against big guys like, bro, even in I know most of y'all don't like him, but like in Phoenix, you still gotta go against a guy like Yusuf Nurkic, who's really technical, he's got good footwork, good touch around the basket. He's starting to shoot the 3 ball. Even in the preseason, Chet was giving him a little bit of runs, man. And Chet was starting to give him like a little bit of a run for his money. I think Chet's gonna be really good, especially because I feel like when it comes to Chet Holmgren can really space the floor a little bit better than Victor Wembanyama can. Like, don't get me wrong, like they're both going to be great. I think Victor's going to be really good in this league. He's definitely, I think the floor for him, he's going to be an elite shot blocker. And honestly, man, the sky's the limit for him. You never know what's going to happen. They talk about him like he was the next coming of LeBron, which was kind of crazy to me. But I get the hype, like he's coming overseas and he's doing his thing. So we'll see what happens with Victor. But just to give y'all a little sneak peek, because I think maybe either next week or halfway through the year, or maybe when I have my next guest, I'm gonna give him my predictions for some of the awards in the NBA. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, Rookie of the Year, My vote already is going to Scoot Henderson, man. Scoot Henderson is a bucket. He was playing in the G League. He was a little boy playing against grown men that want to do the same thing that he want to do, play in the NBA. Then he gets drafted, and he's built like a running back. Like he's stocky, he's skillful, he's athletic as hell. He can shoot the ball, he can drive the ball. He's starting to learn how to pass. He can shoot the ball a little bit better. I think I said that already, but he dunk on anybody. Like he's able to split the defense, get a bucket, contact. He gives me like, oh, excuse me. He gives me like Anthony Edwards vibes. But if Scoot can learn to be a little bit more skillful, play good defense, block shots with his athleticism, be able to guard the perimeter, I don't see why Scoot not going to be one of the premier players in this league in the future. Like I think Scoot is going to be mad good. Scoot is going to be crazy good. I'm sorry, not mad good. That's mad good. I think Scoot is going to be really phenomenal. Scoot is going to be a force to be reckoned with as the season goes on, and everybody's going to see that. And one game I want to highlight the preseason, Sacramento versus Golden State. It wasn't the same game that I was talking about when Leicester played good. Leicester actually didn't play this game I'm about to talk about. When I was watching it on TV, it gave you that playoff atmosphere because they played in the playoffs. They went to 7 games. The Warriors came out with the win, but still, like when you was watching that game, like it was. I'm sorry, I have my hood on. It's cold in here, but when I was watching that game, man, they was going back and forth, back and forth. De'Aaron Fox came in 25, had his way a little bit, didn't shoot that good from the field, but still did his thing. Then when you look at from the other side on Golden State side, like Steph Curry came out with a 30-piece, acting like he's in regular season form, shot well from the field, hit the game winner. That game winner was smooth. Clay didn't have a good game, but shout out my boy Jonathan Kuminga, 7 of 14, shot a good percentage, was killing. And it's crazy because they're like, I think the Warriors look really good. They don't even have Draymond back, which I think is going to be huge for them. I think once Draymond comes back, obviously you're going to see the change in defense, change in facilitating that they do. Like Draymond is such a big part of that Golden State. Like he's such a big part of the Golden State system that like you can definitely see it at moments where they're missing him, but wait till he comes back. And then I think the addition of Chris Paul is huge. I think Chris Paul is going to be great, especially because, I mean, not that he's got to come off the bench. I think he will come off the bench once Draymond comes back. But I think the big key part about Chris Paul is that Chris Paul's going to be able to. I'm sorry. Chris Paul's going to be able to lift up the guys off the bench. Like he's going to be able to run with the guys off the bench, be able to get them great looks, high efficiency looks. He's going to be able to draw double teams. His facilitating is so huge in this league. Like one of the main reasons why OKC went to the playoffs like a couple years ago and nobody thought they would in the bubble was because of Chris Paul. Like Chris Paul went in there and changed the whole game, changed the whole like team when it was a young SGA, a young Lou Dort, that was a good team. And one of the main things about that team was Chris Paul's leadership. A lot of Chris Paul's intangibles you're definitely going to see it on this Warriors team, and it's going to be so huge for them. But yeah, man, preseason's about to end. But that'll lead into the next piece of my NBA topic is opening week, man. Opening week is coming out on Tuesday. Tuesday, you got a doubleheader in the Lakers and the Nuggets. And then you got Phoenix and the Warriors. It's going to be so good. I can't wait to see this Lakers-Nuggets matchup. This Lakers-Nuggets matchup has a lot of, like, not beef behind it, but it has a lot of, like, little things behind it. They got not a little rivalry going on, but you got some big matchups. You got Austin Reeves, Jamal Murray. Not saying Austin Reeves is on that level, but like you get what I'm saying. I think LeBron and Aaron Gordon is a good matchup, especially LeBron is a little older. Aaron Gordon is playing a lot better. You got Michael Porter Jr. You got people arguably say Anthony Davis is one of the best defensive players in the world. He is one of the best defensive players in the world. I don't think he's the best, but I'll get to that in a second. You got him versus Nikola Jokic, the two-time MVP, reigning champ, and reigning finals MVP that just won a chip last year. So you got to give them their respect. And then the next game, you got Suns versus the Warriors. Chris Paul versus his old team, who they traded away to get Bradley Beal. And the Suns added a lot of depth on their team. You got Grayson Allen, Nasir Little, Yusuf Nurkic. You got a couple other guys. You got Bobo. You got, I'm trying to remember his name. I forgot his name. But like when you look at what the Suns have added, especially Bradley Beal, like Bradley Beal's another 20, arguably 30-point per game scorer. When you add him with a guy like Kevin Durant, with a guy like Devin Booker, like their offense is going to be insane. And then they just have good pieces around them. Nasir Little's a good defender. Grayson Allen is a good perimeter defender. Yusuf Nurkic, when healthy, can be that can be that defender in the paint. So I think this team is nothing to be slept on. I don't think anybody's sleeping on them. But and then you bring in a defensive minded head coach and Frank Vogel. I think that's a huge piece too. Like to me, like I love the coaching aspect. I think coaches are a big reflection of their players and vice versa. So I think that when you bring in Frank Vogel to an offensive rounded team and who's a defensive minded guy, I think that's just like a match made in heaven. Like, yeah, you guys could do your thing on this side, but like on this side, we're gonna work. Like we're gonna get this. Like we're gonna play defense. This is gonna be my thing. And like if everybody buys in, I don't see why they can't go far in the playoffs, maybe even win a championship. And just talk about the Warriors, man. You know, I spoke about them earlier. Clay coming back, Wiggins coming back. We're expecting a jump from Jonathan Kuminga, maybe some increased minutes in Moses Moody. You got Chris Paul coming in, working in with that second unit. You got GP2 coming back from injury. Gary Payton was one of their lockdown defenders 2 years ago when they won a chip. Like that Warriors team is nothing to be slept on either. I think that the Warriors, like they'll have a rough regular season, but I think as long as they make the playoffs, they're definitely going to be a force to be reckoned with. I think not having Draymond these first couple games or maybe even first couple weeks is definitely going to hurt them. You're going to see it, but I still think that this Warriors team can find a way to make the playoffs and find a way to be a force in the playoffs. So I think they're going to be good. Talk about the next day on opening week is Wednesday. You got a full slate of games. I wasn't able to write every single game down, but I did write 3 games that I'm definitely going to be watching. I'm going to watch the Rockets Magic because the Rockets added so many pieces. I think Amen Thompson is going to be great. You add a veteran guy in Jeff Green. You add Fred VanVleet. You add Ime Udoka, who's a great coach. Like aside from what he did aside from what he did off the court, like on the court, when you're looking in between those lines, like Ime Udoka is a really smart basketball coach. So I think Ime's definitely going to bring that veteran leadership to that young group of guys. You'll probably see a jump in Jalen Green scoring, Alperen Şengün. They're calling him a baby Jokic, but I mean, like, I could definitely see it. And then I'm hoping he takes another leap. I think he's going to be really well. Tari Eason I think is very underrated on that team. I'm hoping he gets more minutes than last year. And you got oh my God, what's his name? Number 10, Smith Jr., the guy who shoots. He was in preseason. He dropped a 40 piece during preseason. Not Tari Eason. He played at Auburn. I forgot, but he's a good shot. He's not a shot tucker anymore, but he takes smart shots. He's gonna play really well. That's gonna bug me. Where's my phone at? But no, yeah, I think the Rockets gonna be good. And then just to talk about the Orlando Magic, like the Orlando Magic is gonna be a really good team too. You add a veteran in Joe Ingles, you get another year in Paulo Banchero. You get another year in Franz Wagner. You get Cole Anthony, who could be a leading 6-man candidate. If Jalen Suggs could get his shot together, I think he's gonna be really good for this team. He's really good defensive minded guy. You add Anthony Black, which Anthony Black is a rookie. Him and Jet Howard are gonna be really good. They really address their shooting need in the offseason. Hopefully Jonathan Isaac can play during the year. I'm hoping he yeah, man, like the Rockets Magic game is gonna be really good. It might be a blowout for like team game, but like you could definitely I'm definitely gonna be watching for individuals and watching for certain guys. So I think that's gonna be fun. Jabari Smith Jr. On the Houston Rockets. So I think he's gonna be really good as well. I think they're gonna be a pretty good they're gonna be a fun young team to watch. And then talk about young teams. The other game that I have on the Wednesday slate is Blazers Clippers. I think Blazers Clippers is going to be really fun. We're going to see what it looks like when Paul George is healthy, when Kawhi is healthy. They just announced, I think today or yesterday, that Terrence Mann is going to be in the starting lineup. So I think that's going to be good. And yeah, man, like it's the Clippers are always fun to watch. You get Bones Highland coming off the bench. You got Robert Covington signed another year, is with them another year. Like they're gonna be a fun team to watch. And like people just watch them because like they have so many guys on their team, Zubac, all of them. Like if they can stay healthy, they're definitely a contender. And then just talk about the young guys, the Blazers, trading away Damian Lillard, drafting Scoot Henderson, keeping Anthony Simons, getting DeAndre Ayton, drafting Shaden Sharp 2 years ago. Like I think that's just gonna be a fun, young, explosive team to watch, especially because of the way Anthony Simons can shoot the ball. I think DeAndre Ayton has a lot to prove this year to prove that he's not a locker room cancer. He loves the game. He's got to prove that he loves the game of basketball. He's got to prove a lot, honestly. But like I said, Anthony Simons can score the ball. DeAndre Ayton is a walking double double if he wants to be. I think Shaden Sharp could definitely be one of the premier scorers in this league. With no Dame and no Simons, when he became the lead guy, he was averaging like 25, 26. And then there's not much else to say about the kid I've already spoken about, Scoot Henderson. Scoot Henderson gives me Anthony Edwards vibes. He gives me the grind that he wants to be. He gives me the grind that he wants to be one of the best players in the world. He's athletic. He can shoot. He's starting to get better off the dribble. He's starting to shoot the ball better. He can facilitate the rock. He can defend at a good level if he can bring that up. Like he can attack the rim. Like there's no telling what this kid can't do. So I think that's just gonna be. I think he's gonna be so fun to watch. And then my third game I have for the Wednesday day full of games. I got Celtics Knicks, man. There's always a rivalry there. There's always something going on. Celtics, Knicks, another year of Jalen Brunson, Julius Randle, RJ Barrett, Emmanuel Quickly, my dogs. Talk about the Celtics, whatever. They got Drew Holiday, Jalen Brown can go left, Jason Tatum, probably a top 10 player in this league. So like they're going to be fun to watch too. Obviously, like the Celtics are going to be good. They're definitely going to be a force this year. Losing Rob Will and losing Marcus Smart does suck. Getting Kristaps Porzingis. So I want to see what happens with them. But man, them Knicks, boy, them Knicks. Them Knicks are going to be really good this year, man. I'm telling you, like you add Dante DiVincenzo, I think he's definitely going to bring a big part of that team defensively, energetic wise. And the same thing goes with Josh Hart. You reunite the big three: Villanova, Jalen Brunson, Dante DiVincenzo. All we missing is Mikal Bridges, but he's on the other side of New York. And yeah, man, I think the Knicks are going to be really fun to watch. Knicks are going to be really great. And yeah, I think Quentin Grimes might take a leap this year. Hopefully he'll become a really big 3-and-D threat, which is really what the Knicks need. Knicks are looking to trade away Mitch Robinson, so hopefully we'll get a good big in the back, back in the deal. Um Yeah, and then just to talk about the Thursday games. There's only two, but I only want to talk about one. It's the 76ers versus the Milwaukee Bucks. It's Dame's first day as a Milwaukee Buck. Unfortunately, I will be watching the game. Damian Lillard is my favorite player in this league right now, right in front of Jimmy Butler. And it sucks to see him in a Milwaukee jersey, but I want nothing best for Damian Lillard. He's going to make his premier debut in a Bucks jersey against the Philadelphia 76ers, who I feel like the Sixers and the Bucks have definitely had their back and forth. So this should be a good game. Everybody's talking about the Dame and Giannis pick and roll. It's going to be great. And I don't know, man. I think they're going to definitely have a good time. It's going to be a fun game to watch. And yeah, let's go Dame Dollar. That's really all I can say. Um, and just the last part of the basketball topic, I want to talk about some of the lists that ESPN be putting out. I know people be talking about some of these lists. I just want to give my 2 cents. I only have two lists written on here. I have the top 10 players list and I have the top 10 defenders list. So ESPN's top 10 players list going into next season, they have Giannis, Jokic, Embiid, Luka, Curry, Tatum, Kevin Durant, SGA, LeBron, and AD. This is disgusting. Don't get me wrong, I mess with AD. AD should not be on this list until you can prove to me that you can stay healthy and play more than 65 games, 60 games, and be consistent. No slouch to AD, but we'll see what happens. Starting from the bottom to the top, AD should not be on this list. I think Braun should be a little bit higher. SGA should not be on this list, not yet, because you have to put on this list two guys in. So if you take off AD and SGA, you have to put in Jimmy Butler, Devin Booker. I think Devin Booker is probably number 10. Devin Booker's been that guy. I think people might kill me for this. I think you put Tatum at 9, Jimmy at 8, KD at 7, Bron at 6, Luka at 4, Luka at 5. No, you put Embiid at 5, Luka at 4, Curry at 3, Giannis at 2, Jokic at 1. So yeah, because I don't think SGA is better than Devin Booker or Jimmy Butler. I don't think AD is better than Jimmy Butler. I don't think AD is better than Devin Booker. I think AD is just way too inconsistent. I'm gonna stop talking about Anthony Davis, but still, I think Bron's gonna be a little bit higher in my opinion. I still think Bron is one of the best premier players in this world. After everything, he literally just went to the Western Conference Finals, and the things that he's doing at his age is ridiculous. Got to give respect to Kevin Durant. I think Jason Tatum is great and all, but him and Jimmy are like this. It really doesn't matter which one you put. But yeah, and then you look at Luka over Curry, I think is ridiculous. And I think Curry should be over Embiid. I understand Embiid just won MVP, but Embiid has never been healthy for a playoff series. He's never made it out the second round. Luka's done that, and almost everybody else on this list has done that. And if you put Embiid at 3, I think that's a little dramatic. That's crazy to me. So and then Jokic, 2-time MVP, just won a championship last year. He arguably could have won MVP last year. Again, he could have won 3 years in a row. So I think, and he just came off a championship run, finals MVP, all that. So I think you got to put Jokic at 1. You put Giannis at 2 because he's got a lot to prove. So hold on, let me write this down. Actually, no, I know it off the top of my head. Okay. So this is my ESPN revamped top 10 list. At number 10, you have Devin Booker. At number 9, you have Jason Tatum. At number 8, you have Jimmy Butler. At number 9, you have Kevin Durant. At number 6, you have LeBron James. No, I lied. What am I saying, man? I should really write this down. I had a pen just now. I just had a pen. Oh, it's right. Okay. Let me write this down for y'all real quick. At number 10 should be D Book. I don't know why I didn't do this before. At number 10, number 9, you got Tatum. Number 8, you have Butler. 7, you have KD. 6, you have Embiid. Nah, you gotta switch these two. So you gotta put KD 6, Embiid 7, 5, put Braun. 4, you put Luka. 3, you put Curry. 2, you put Giannis. Number 1, you put Joker. Okay. Cool. I'm cool with that. So I could delete that whole segment. All right. So this is my ESPN revamped top 10 list from bottom to top. At number 10, you got Devin Booker. At number 9, you have Jason Tatum. At number 8, you have Jimmy Butler. At number 7, you have Joel Embiid. At number 6, you have Kevin Durant. At number 5, you have LeBron James. At number 4, you have Luka Doncic. At number 3, you have Stephen Wardell Curry. At number 2, you have Giannis Antetokounmpo. And at number 1, you have Nikola Jokic. Cool. Bet. All right, that's cool. And then just to talk about the top 10 defenders list, I think top 10 defenders list is even worse, in my opinion. I think AD at 3 is a little nuts. Actually, that's really not that bad. So I think at 10, you can keep Embiid. Number 9, they have Drew Holiday. That's fine. At number 8, you probably put Evan Mobley. Okay, to see what ESPN said, ESPN has Joel Embiid 10, Drew Holiday 9, Bam Adebayo 8, 7 Evan Mobley, 6 is Giannis, 5 is Brook Lopez, 4 is Jaren Jackson Jr., 3 is Anthony Davis, 2 is Alex Caruso, and number 1 you have Draymond Green. Like Draymond is like fine, right there, number 1, completely fine. Mobley, then you go then you go Brook, and you go Caruso. I think Caruso at 2 is nuts. And it's crazy because I'm surprised they don't have Marcus Smart in here, but I get it. I'm sorry, I'm just revamping and like writing it down, looking at it. So you have Mobley, Brook, Caruso. I think you put Jaren Jackson Jr. at 5. You put Giannis at 4. You put AD at 3. You keep AD at 3. And you put Bam at 2. And you put Draymond at 1. That's fine. Yeah, that's the way I have it. That's the way I have it. No, yeah, because I think when you look at Draymond does everything. When you look at Adebayo does everything 1 through 5, block shots, steals the ball, guards the perimeter, all that. He literally guards guards. The same thing you could say about Anthony Davis, but Anthony Davis, in my opinion, is not a better not rim protector. I'm sorry. He's not a better perimeter defender than Bam Adebayo, and I think that's huge. I think AD can guard probably 3 through 5, maybe some 2s, but the only time he's really good at that is if people really get to the paint. Then you're really playing into AD's world. In my opinion, I think when it comes to Adebayo, as soon as you cross half court, people try to pass off and they're like, "Nah, I'm not going against him. I'm not going against him." You got Giannis at 4. I think Giannis could do everything AD does except guard the perimeter, which is the same thing. They're both not good perimeter defenders. And at 5, you have Jaren Jackson Jr. I understand he just won DPOY. He said, he had great blocks, but his thing is, again, can't guard the perimeter. He fouls too much. Like, he's a foul merchant. Like, either you foul or you block a shot. Like, that's a little crazy to me. And that's actually really bad in the defender. I think 6, you have Caruso. I think Caruso's a really great guard. He prides himself on the defensive end. He's always been up there in steals. So I think that him able to get into passing lanes, him able to guard the perimeter, guard the defender head on, I think is phenomenal. Brook Lopez, same thing. Still another big, can't guard the perimeter. He's great with blocking shots. he's just a small. He doesn't foul as much as Jaren Jackson, but still, like I have to show Jaren Jackson some respect. He did win Defensive Player of the Year last year, so I think Brook Lopez will be at that spot. And then at 8, I have Evan Mobley. Evan Mobley is on the come up. Honestly, we saw a big thing of him last year. He went he played really well last year defensively. I think that was big. One of the things that we're waiting for him is the offensive jump, but defensively, I think he's good. He's getting better at guarding the perimeter, so he can only go up from here on this list, in my opinion. And then 9 and 10, you have Drew and Embiid. I get it. Embiid is a really good shot blocker, in my opinion. Another one, another big, can't guard the perimeter, can't really do much of that, but Embiid's shot blocking ability, setting picks, all that on the not really setting picks. That's not a defensive attribute, but like what he does on the defensive end is really good. Same thing with Drew Holiday, one of the best underrated, one of the best perimeter defenders in this league, even though Jimmy cooked him, but still, like you still got to show love to Drew Holiday. So, yeah. So, this is my ESPN revamped top 10 defenders list. At number 10, you have Joel Embiid. At number 9, you have Drew Holiday. At number 8, you have Evan Mobley. At number 7, you have Brook Lopez. At number 6, you have Alex Caruso. At number 5, you have Jaren Jackson Jr. At number 4, you have Giannis Antetokounmpo. At number 3, you have Anthony Davis. At number 2, you have Bam Adebayo. And at number 1, you have Draymond Green. Cool. Bet. Okay, now to get into football. The football segment is actually going to be really short because I missed last week. There hasn't really been much going on except for the Eagles losing to the Jets. Eagles lost to the Jets. Honestly, I didn't see it coming, but I saw it coming a little bit. They're just Jalen Hurts didn't look that good. The Jets defense is probably top 3 in the league right now. So that's probably why he didn't look so hot offensively. But I don't think it was a fluke, but I don't think that's really gonna hurt them. I still have the Eagles going far in the playoffs. I think the Eagles are the second best team probably in the NFL. And that just goes to talk about the number 1 team is the 49ers. They lost because they had injuries. Brock really couldn't show up, but I think Brock is still maybe like a top 15, top 14 quarterback in this league. He comes in, he does his part. And, losing Christian McCaffrey, losing Deebo Samuel is hard. That defense definitely held him down, even though they lost. But still, I still think the 49ers are in their own tier, and this is like their year to lose, in my opinion. I think you still got to put the 49ers at 1. You got to put the Eagles at 2. I want to put the Cowboys at 4. It's just like a lot of different teams, a lot of things going on. I think the Lions are having a great year. So, I mean, we're only going into week 7. I keep hitting this. We're only going into week 7, so there's still a lot of football to be played. So, I can't wait. But just to talk about the week 7 Sunday matchup, Sunday and Monday. First game to talk about, Raiders Bears. I got the Raiders winning. There's gonna be no Justin Fields, so Justin Fields is not playing. Also, I think Jimmy Garoppolo is not playing either. But I think that without their 2 starting quarterbacks, I think the Raiders have a better overall team, in my opinion. Raiders have gutted out some wins this year, so I think they're definitely gonna get the win against the Bears. Next game, you got Browns Colts. There's no update on if Deshaun Watson's going to play or not. They said he didn't They said he practiced. He didn't practice earlier in the week, but he practiced a little later on in the week. So we'll see what that happens. Anthony Richardson done for the season. Sucks to see the kid go. I really love to see him shoot it out with CJ Stroud for Rookie of the Year. I really thought Anthony Richardson was going to be that guy. Going out with a shoulder injury really sucks. I just hope he comes back next year and he comes back in full effect. Even though the Colts did get Jonathan Taylor back, I think with Anthony Richardson, this team really could have made some noise. But with AR gone, it's kind of the same thing they were in last year. Gardner Minshew, starting quarterback. I mean, we'll see what happens. Yes, it's good. They got Jonathan Taylor back, but you never know what's gonna happen now. Next game, you got Bills, Patriots. Come on, man. What are we talking about? Yes, the Bills lost to the Jags, but I still got the Bills being the Patriots. Patriots are arguably one of the worst teams in the NFL. I know I got to put respect on Bill Belichick's name, but still, like, I don't think that they're really going to make that much noise that people really think they are. So we'll see what happens. Giants, Commanders. I got Commanders winning this game. Giants barely, they barely have Saquon. No Daniel Jones. Tyrod Taylor's in there. The Giants just don't look good. They're just not a good football team. And I think when you look at the Commanders, like the Commanders have a good defense. Sam Howell's really shown people that he can be a starting caliber quarterback in this league. You have Terry McLaurin, Jahan Dotson. You have not Joe Mixon, what's his name? Brian Robinson in the backfield in the as your running back. So I think the Commanders are just overall a better team. When you look at the Ravens and the Lions, I love Lamar, but them Detroit Lions, boy, like them Detroit Lions look really good this week. I mean, not this week, but they look really good. They're 5-1. They've had a really good start to the year. I actually think they could be not pretenders, but maybe contenders to see how the rest of the year goes. So I know that they went through the easy part of their schedule, but they did go out. They won games that they were supposed to win. So let's see what happens with these big teams. Hopefully they gain some confidence and they'll be able to beat these big teams. If they could beat some of these big teams, I don't see why they can't go far in the playoffs, in my opinion. Bucks, Falcons. I got Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They got off to a hot start. They started to come down, but I still think when you have a combination of Mike Evans, Baker Mayfield, Chris Godwin, I just think they're a better team. The Falcons are just not good. I think the Falcons will really start to make a little bit of noise if they bench Desmond Ridder and they let Taylor Heineke play. I think Taylor Heineke is a better quarterback for this system. Yes, Bijan has been great, but like you have wide receivers that like are actually good in Atlanta. So I think that if they let Taylor Heineke play, they can find themselves in some games. So I still got the Bucks winning, beating the Falcons. I got the Rams, Steelers. I got the Rams. Rams won last week. Yes, the Steelers defense is top tier. Two people, TJ Watt, Minka Fitzpatrick. And then now my man Highsmith has been really coming out on the Steelers end. We don't know if Deontay Johnson's coming back. George Pickens is not. I mean, he's a number 2. So if George Pickens can play well, he's been one of Kenny Pickett's favorite targets. So hopefully that will help. But I don't know. And when you look at this Rams team, they got Cooper Kupp back. They have Matthew Stafford. They have Puka Nacua, who, yes, his numbers went down since Cooper Kupp came back. But I think once they can get used to both of them on the field and tell Stafford not to play favorites, I don't see why they can't win this game. When you're talking about Cardinals, Seahawks, I really couldn't choose because they said they took Kyler Murray off the injury list. So I don't know if Kyler's going to play. I think if Kyler plays, I think Cardinals win. But if Kyler doesn't play, I think the Seahawks win. I'm going to do one of those. I think I'm going to go with that. Broncos, Packers. I got the Broncos, honestly. Shout out to my boy Drew. Broncos. I think Broncos are going to win. I tried to show Jordan Love some respect, but Jordan Love hasn't looked good since week 1. He has not looked good since week 1. So I think Jordan Love is not really on the back burner, on the fence, but the team is not as good as people say they are. I think the defense is really good, but other than Jair Alexander, like they have some other good names, but I just don't think Jordan Love is going to outduel Russell Wilson, especially the way Russell Wilson's been playing this year. Yes, they're 1-5, but still, like Russell Wilson has been playing good football. Their defense is just not holding up. So if their defense is not holding up and Jordan Love's not playing his part, I don't see why the Broncos can't win this game. You got Chiefs, Chargers. I got the Chiefs, honestly. I'm not a big guy. I'm not a big Justin Herbert guy. He's been 0-3 or 0-4 this year in close games. He's not clutch. He's not. I mean, like in the beginning, he was playing well, getting his yards and everything. They're just not a good. Like they seem like they're a good team, but to me, winning is a quarterback stat. If you can't gut out wins, excuse me, I had to take a pause for a second. I wanted to make sure I didn't burp. If I'm Justin Herbert, you can't gut out these wins. Like, bro, come on. Like, you can't get top 10 love like this because of arm talent, but you got to show it. Like, yes, you get 300 plus. He's probably top 5 in yards. They're just not winning games. I understand people say that's not his fault, but like, he's been in the league for 3 to 4 years now. And like, they haven't been winning. They've been making all these changes. And one of the common denominators is Justin Herbert. So when are people going to realize that, like, yes, I want Justin Herbert to shut me up. I never want people to fail. But, like, he's been the common denominator. And if Justin Herbert can't gut out wins for this team, what's the point? Like, what's going on? Like, when are we going to start criticizing him for the stuff that he does? That game against the Cowboys, he looked doo-doo. Like, I understand he might have been hurt, but he looked so bad. Bro, if you're hurt, get off the field. That's the way I look at people. If you're that hurt, get off the field. If you're hurt, but you walk on that field, you have no excuses. You have no excuses. Yes, they were playing a top 5, top 6 defense in the Cowboys, but like, bro, there were so many throws he underthrew. And after the first couple, if he would have sat out, I'd be like, all right, he realized he was hurt. He couldn't do it. He sat out. He wanted to give his team a chance to win. Bro, stayed in the whole game. Like, yes, you had a chance to win, but like, come on. Like, he's got to be better. Like I said, I'm not the big Justin Herbert guy that everybody else is. So I just think he's got to be better. I'm not trying to bash the kid. I'm not trying to say he sucks. I'm not trying to say he's like that. I had him in my top 10 rankings in the beginning of the season, but the kid's just got to play better, and he's got to show me. Everybody talk about this, that, Justin Herbert this. Like, bro, you got to show me, not just show me, show the world. Like, come on, man. Got to play better. That Sunday night, just to move past that, Sunday night football, Dolphins, Eagles. I think the Eagles win. I don't think the Eagles are winning. I don't think the Eagles are losing 2 games in a row. When you lose to the Jets, yes, there was a top 5, top 3 defense, but this Dolphins secondary is not good. So I think this game is going to be a shootout because the Eagles defense is not that good either. So this is going to be a shootout. This is probably just who's going to score the most points, in my opinion. A.J. Brown, Tyreek Hill, Devontae Smith, Jalen Waddle, Tua Tagovailoa, Jalen Hurts. Like, this is an offensive battle. And I think whoever wins. Like, come on now. You got DeAndre Swift. You got Raheem Mostert. Like, this is gonna be a shootout. I would not be surprised if the score was 43-40, like some Madden numbers. And just to talk about Monday Night Football, you got 49ers against the Vikings. This is not a difficult one. It's the Niners. I think whether McCaffrey plays, I think whether Debo plays, I think Brock Purdy's going to realize that, like, yeah, I don't have my supporting cast on me, but I have to show people that I'm that dude, that I can be that quarterback without these guys. So, and the Vikings secondary is not good either. So, and like, the only way I see the Niners losing is if Jettas comes back, which I don't think he is, and Kirk Cousins goes off for like 450. That's it. Yeah, man, that's gonna wrap it up for football. And just to talk about my last topic of the show, you guys know how I love this. The WNBA season has wrapped up, is officially over. Shout out to the Las Vegas Aces who have won their second championship in 2 years, back to back. The first WNBA team to go back to back in a couple years. Aces won 3-1 in the series. They won 70-69. It was a tough fought game by the Liberty, but ain't nobody was going to stop Asia Wilson. Asia Wilson, 24 points, 16 rebounds, had a couple blocks. She played, I'm not trying to curse on my show, but I'm saying anyway, she played her ass off. Like, Asia Wilson was a dog. She was the only scorer on both teams who had 20 plus. Jackie Young had 16. Jackie Young definitely had her moments. Yeah, man, I really thought the Liberty were going to run away with this win, but the largest lead that the Liberty had was 12, and they just gave up in the third. It was a close game. The Aces started to pull away, and we got hot too late, and the Liberty couldn't gut it out. But the Aces won, man. Shout out to the Aces. WNBA season is officially wrapped up, and basketball season starts next week, man. NBA, men's league, men's basketball. Can't wait. But I just want to say thank y'all for hanging out with me the full time. I appreciate y'all. Well, thank you guys for your patience. Thank you guys for waiting for me. I took 2 weeks. I took a week off. Had to get myself situated, school, everything. You guys know how it is, but I appreciate you guys being patient with me. I appreciate y'all still tuning into the channel. Make sure you guys like the video, comment on the video, subscribe to the channel, subscribe on all platforms. Trophy Room Podcast. And yeah, man. Just to end y'all with this, like I always say, tell your friends.